Welcome to Satisfactory Designs for update number 3. My name is Nilaus and this is the coal power unit, or sort of a modular coal power plant. You can see up here, this is how I built my power plants, small units up here. And that's how I propose to do it, because this is pretty much as soon as you have unlocked Tier 3, the first thing you really want to focus on is getting a coal power plant up and running, so you don't have to run back and forth getting biofuel time and time again. So with that, you want to focus on coal power, find the first coal, bring it in, and I have made a little platform here where we can do our design and testing as well. So I'm going to build a coal power plant. Obviously it's going to need some coal, well, duh, but let's build a coal power plant. This beautiful thing here looks amazing, and with update 3 this has been changed by quite a bit. Now it needs water as well. It needs 50 water per... Oh, sorry. It can store 50 cubic meters of water, but it consumes 45 cubic meters per minute. That's quite a lot. And at full production, it also consumes 15 coal per minute. And it should say that the water and coal consumption is scaled towards the power usage. So if it's delivering 75 megawatts of power, as is the maximum output it can deliver, then it will consume the 15 coal and the 45 water. If it's only producing half the power, then it's, you guessed it, consuming half as much water, half as much coal. Now we're going into some of the new stuff here with pipes, and pipes are very interesting. Let's just build a few pipes just so we get a sense of what it actually is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are good things. And I'm gonna start with a pipe. I think this is pretty much like how we're building belts, and it also works the same way. You have some different build modes like default, conveyor, vertical, or default. I like vertical because if you need to bring stuff up and down, it makes you could almost see it for a bit. I wonder how it okay, there for example, it gives us a nice, I don't know why that works somehow. It gives us a nice vertical pipe, which I really like seeing. I think that looks really nice. So I like the vertical. You can do whatever you want. You build it, and like with pipes, I'm going to have only 90-degree turns. Now if you could put a section in, oops, here. This will have a flow rate. This can maximum flow 300 cubic meters per minute, and it has a content. So when it starts getting something in, it will send some of it onwards to the next section, and some of it will be stockpiled sort of inside the pipe. So you can see here, but after a short while, it will have full. Out here, this will be blue. You can flush the mode, entire network, or the segment if you, for some reason, want to see that it can fill up itself, or you maybe have mixed fluids. I don't know how that would work, but maybe it works like that. Now we should. What's really important is that pipes have a throughput of 300, and each coal power plant at maximum utilization consumes 45. That means I can at maximum put 6 power plants on 6 fully utilized power plants on a single pipe. That's why all of my modules here are exactly 6, because you can of course make 12 or however many you like, but if you do that, then you need to manage more pipes and manage the pressure in the pipes, and I just find it easier, just a single pipe. So we scale towards the pipe 300 per minute, and if we then go with that, that means we have 6 power plants. 6 power plants consume 270 water per minute. It also consumes 90 coal per minute. So I'm going to take a Mark II belt in, and you can sort of merge and balance and all that stuff, so you can get 90 in, but in this case I'm going to get 90 in here. It'll also a good way to start, and it'll produce 450 megawatts of power, which is a nice buffer to get yourself going. Let's without further ado, let's go in and start building it. Now I have a special way of doing it, as I always do, right? And that's going to be, I want to bring the coal into the middle, and I want to bring the water into the middle, and then I'm going to bring it down the line and split it out into each side. So let's start by placing the coal power plants. They can be a bit tricky to place. I'm gonna build the first one on this line. I'm gonna check. This feels right, doesn't it? Let me check. Yes. It has to be, this line here has to be right inside that line for me to be happy. And did I built it a bit too small, this platform, for some reason, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Bit too small. That is okay. And I'll do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Middle. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it has to be 9 wide, not 7. Got it. This one. And that'll be lined, and then I need to gauge this one. That looks correct as well. Now these coal power plants, I want to make them basically, one will be placed on the line, the next one will be placed in the middle of a foundation block, and the next one will be placed on the outer line, like so. And then I have a bit of room over here. Now I kind of wonder if I did something wrong on the other side. Flip it the right way, and we look for the alignment lines. Where are they? There it is. Oops, and there it is. So with these aligned, we can go on to the next. So that's all of our coal power plants. Now let's do the water part. Up here in the production, you have a new water extractor. It takes 20 megawatts of power, so that's kind of a lot. And they also take a stupid amount of space in the water, and I'm not really gotten completely familiar with this yet. So you can see here, resource is not deep enough. So if you build it right along the shore, it just isn't deep enough. So you need to go a bit into some of these lakes. Not lakes, lakes. Anyway, I'm gonna build it here. I think that's pretty okay, looks okay. And I can build the next one right next to it. You can see the white box in the water. And you cannot hold control to make them snap in any way. I've actually not tried to see if you can build them on foundation. That one. It's absolutely not important that they are next to each other. I'm just, yeah, if you know me, then if I can, I'd like to get this a bit neat. So this one will need to get a pipeline that goes through, and I want to get that up. Should we get it up here? We can also get it up here. That's somehow I think that kind of looks better. And we have the vertical, so I can just jump down. Nope. Swish. And that's actually a bit problematic, so I do want to have foundations to make this work. Now this is, do mind me, this is just a little test bed where we do things, so if you think it looks ugly, that's correct. Now in this case, I can take it, if I take it here, then it has a weird angle, so that I don't like. It goes the same as with belts, where you go 1, 2, 1, 2. Then it goes perfect. Then it's the perfect line. Hypertubes are different, but that's a different time and place we deal with that. Let's see, can I use this? I can probably, it's a bit too high. I'm just trying to figure out how the easiest way to do this. What if we built something like this? Now, pipeline's too long. What if I build it like this, and then you can raise it like so, and then we just get it in here. And this one is obviously clipping, but so I can walk on these pipes, which is really handy. And I can put in an intersection, which unfortunately currently does not snap very well. So you kind of do it as you gauge it. I hope this works. And it doesn't work. Yeah, that's just, they're not completely awesome yet, these pipes, to be honest. But just build it out. Yep. And then once this is done, we can start looking at... Oh, come on, hit it. That's just the way it is. Alright, where are we missing? We're missing this one. This one would really like to be put in here. Now, for all the good intentions, you can make this nice, but damn, is that a lot of work. It is so much work to make it look nice. That, for the most part, I have just given up on making these look nice. And which is a shame, because I'd really like it to look nice, but alas. Now we have these pumps working. You can see they're consuming 20 megawatts. They are producing 120 cubic meters per minute. And you can see that the pressure will increase. Keeps pumping. This one will hover around. It's not going to be just steady at 120. It'll go up and down. It's just wonky, but it works. That's awesome. However, if I now have built 3 of these at 120 each, that's 360. That's first of all, it's more than the pipe can contain. It is more than our build needs. So I need to scale this down to 75. And as I do this, you can see it also radically decreases. Yeah, and I'm going to do the same here. 75. And 75. So now I'm producing 270, which is exactly what I need for my build. That one is perfect. And now I have water. I have water ready, and I have coal ready. So we just need to just bring it in and bring some power to it as well. Now at this point, I'm kind of feeling we could with it would make sense for us if we did. Okay, I'm just gonna upgrade that one. Right. So each one of these requires some coal or something. So I want to take the pipe at the bottom, because pipes are not as great as belts in order to do sort of belt weaving up and down. So that's why I'm doing it this way. So this was where we go back to some of the things we've done before. That one is aligning, and I'm going to take these 2 out. And then I will take I'm just going to put a conveyor lift here. Bing, and it works. Next one. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Take it out. And do the lift. Now once you get used to it, it's actually really quick. But I think I want to start with the one that's furthest away. That one. Because it makes it ever so slightly easier. And this is one. Put it back. Put it back, and put it back. And this is something that comes with practice, both in terms of gauging the distance you need. And this is exactly why I was so keen on, when placing these, that it had to sort of, this line had to go with, depending on how they are turned, that I had to go here. So there's exactly enough room. And that is all of them. Now I can need some Mark II belts. Between these two, they do not automatically snap. There. Now we have that one in all of it. So we are going to bring our materials in. However, I think it's a good idea to do to build a buffer here that just takes this inbound. Just like that. Then it gets stored. Likewise, we can do the same for our liquids, because there's a new product called, under organization, an industrial fluid buffer. It does exactly the same as a storage tank, except with liquids, and because it's also with liquids, it does have a few quirks to it. Now, there is a trick as well. Water cannot just go uphill. Now I built it pretty close, so there is a chance that it actually might be able to go up. But we are looking at, if we're looking at this, why isn't there water here? And if I go down, but this one's full of water, but there's no water here. This one's full of water, this one's full of water, but at some point it just disappears. And I guess I need some way of getting up there again. Oh no, really? Seriously? I don't bother with you right now, so let's just run away. All the critters have respawned, so I'm just ignoring that. Yep. Yet, these do not have any water. It is not because they're not connected. There's just, this is full of water, but this is not, nothing is going up there. The reason is that there is it's too high. The water can only pump from these locations, it can only pump 10 meters up. So you need to put a pump that can add another 20 meters on top. And that's what we're going to do. So depending on how high you want to bring it up, then you need one or more pumps. Let's build a pump. They look like this. Could I rotate it? Yes, I can. But I have to be standing downstairs for it to actually not collide. Yeah, I don't want to build it like this. Must be able to build it in a way that does not collide with this. Oh, I guess not. Okay, well, so that's kind of awkward. Alright, so this pump will not do anything until it's powered, obviously. So let's power it first, and then we can see what it does. This one will increase the pressure, flow rate. Now it's pumping all the stuff from down here in, and then it says head lift. Head lift is how much pipe above the pump it has to pump it up, and it can only pump it up 20 meters upwards, and its recommended max is 20. And that's actually working. So now we have our storage tanks up top. They are going to be filled. Okay. And our coal is going into storage. Let's see if it works. It's filling up. The flow rate is 150. The reason why this one is 200 in and about 150 out. The reason is simply half of it is being used to fill up the buffer, half of it is used to push on to the next. And that's excellent. You can see here there's a net that it actually increases in here. So it's nice to get these buffers up and rolling, up and running first. Now, at this point, I'm going to build I'm just going to hook up the... Yeah. 1, 2. That one, there, and then I get a Mark II belt into this one and that one. So now we have coal coming in at a rapid rate. We'll fill up all of these locations, and then I can start working on the actual piping to get that rolling. I'm not going to start over there because I want these to be fully saturated, and then only at the end will I hook it up. So that means I will start with a buffer here, because this one will fit exactly with a... Okay, I did not mean to do that. If I go to the side, if I look, exactly 90 degrees, so that's going to be perfect. I will take this one and drag it all the way down this line. Yeah. And then I need to build the branches. The branches are unfortunately not ideal. I found through many trial and error, the best option is do this, take the junction. As long as it's not on a pipe, it slides to the foundations. But as soon as it goes on a pipe, it loses it. Then you can sort of wiggle it around, but the blue line remains. If you do it the other way around, you don't have the line, and I know I call it a blue line. So this one, then you have to gauge with where it is towards that one. But if you start off the pipe and then bring it back on the pipe, then the line remains. And you can make it closer to an even belt. Yep. And like this. It's a bit weird, but if this is the best we can do right now, then that's how we do it. You know, this is why we have the new slide function. And I'm sure there are better ways to do this. Well, I'm not sure there are better ways, but I'm sure there are other ways at least. Better depends on mainly on the person doing it and your preference. But I like this. It's nice and compact without sort of being cramped. And it's very marginal. There. And I can take this one out because that's just residual pipe. Now, nothing is in this one yet. So we want to take it nice and slowly. And make sure that we control it. We have full... Well, we don't have full coal, but we do have coal in all of these. Is that... That seems like very slow for a bit. Oh, I know. That one's not a Mark II lift. Silly me. That should go. There we go. Twice the speed. Right. Then we'll see. These are now full. And I will now take the pipe and go into that one. As soon as I do this, we will start seeing that this one starts flowing out very rapidly. This can go up to 300 because that's the pressures. The pumps are full. These ones, oh. Well, and then let's build some power connection. We just want to see that they are now filling up. Yep. And as we hook up the power, that one, and here. And come on, that one. That's going to be a bit haphazard here. But we can now see. Somehow this is its own power network now. Oh, right. Okay. That's because this was only when that got attached. Oh, the big dude. The reason why this is not a full belt is because it's coming from one of the shared belts over there, so it should be fine. I still... it's not consuming much. Okay, let's have a look at what happens here. These are being used. I'm consuming about 65-70% of the power that I'm producing. You can see these kinks here. This is when we put up our new power plant. I'm now at 3,600 megawatts of power only from coal. And if I look at these, this is now monitoring the flow rate. The flow rate here is how much is going out. The reason why this is still not saturated, and I bet that's because somewhere over here these are not full yet. So once these get completely filled up, and you can see that it goes up and then a bit down and a bit down, but it is filling up. As soon as all of these are full, you will see that the flow rate out of the last storage tank is going to match pretty much what we would expect here. So that one is done. And is this one done as well? Yep. So now all of them are done. Great. That's not the slide button. And here. Now we should see. Maybe some of the pipes are not full. I know it takes just a bit of time to do all of this stuff. Now you can see the flow rate here. This flow rate is only matching the flow rate from here into this location. So it's consuming somewhere between 30. This one should be matching the flow rate. Okay. If I go the flow rate here, then that should take the flow rate of the last two power plants, 60-ish. That sounds about right. And here, flow rate here. 2 more 120-ish. And over here, that's now the flow rate for all of it. 160, 70, and that should also be what we have here. Yeah. So now we have, now it has reached a steady state. This is about 2/3 power, which 2/3 water consumption, which matches the about 2/3 power consumption. And there we have it. We've hooked up another little unit of power, and let me just see if there's a ladder on that. Oh, there's a ladder on these as well. Are they taller? No, they're about the same. There, power plant, everything is green, everything is hooked up, and that's how I build it. So every time I need to build a new power plant, I build 6 co-power, and then I know that 1 pipe. There is an option, of course, to use only 2 water extractors and overclock them, but then you're using more power to generate power, which I wouldn't recommend unless you just don't have enough space in the water here. And they do take a stupid amount of space, as you can see. So that's going to be, sometimes that's going to be the issue with, do you even have enough water to pump it up? And on that note and quote, I'll end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you got something out of it. Can see that this might be a way for you to build these pumps. Now I just realized that pumps has been annoying over there. Yeah, so this is a nice little power plant, 450 megawatts, consuming 270 water and 90 coal. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, stay effective.